recording this. Megan got kicked out, so I'm going to start recording from here. Whatever you have done will suffice. Just keep that documentation handy the best you can. I just know that this is an unprecedented circumstance, and the long and short of it is that I've known the state to do both. Oh, just overlook something. More than not, I've seen the opposite, which is we want this, this, and this, and then you go, well, I don't have it. So am I pretty stable here? I'm not breaking up, am I?
Agree to me.
Just give me a thumbs up. Good? All right. All right. Graduation. Here we go. May 30th. Be at school at 4:45. Teachers, principal, and pastor will be on the float. We're going to talk about that in a second. It'll be a staff parade. I'll have a rain date as June 6th. Marshals will be recognized by Dawn. She'll have a section of that agenda. Now, talking about the float. Dawn proceeded to try to get the float. Olin said it was all in pieces and it would have to be all put together. It'd be very difficult to do. She checked with the bank. The bank said that we could have the float, but now comes the question. Are we going to be able to get the liability sheet from Misty?
Misty was contacted yesterday. She was working on that. I got a hold of Angela Trueluck and told her that we were working on it, to please be patient. We would try to get it to her ASAP.
All right. So I still think we're okay. I have purchased from Amazon a nice backdrop. Once again, just a quick review. I will talk, Pastor will talk, Dawn will talk, and then after that, they will come to the float, come up, take a picture. They will grab their diploma and then go off, take another picture with the selfie thing that I've got, and I will put together a full video. If anybody's got some outstanding music to go with the video, I'd be more than happy to entertain possibilities. I do reserve artistic discretion on songs, but to me, a lot of times those videos, it's a song that actually makes it. But I'm not the be-all, end-all on music. Although I think there are a few good ones out there that actually my wife and I have already discussed what I would use. Some of it will be speaking, some of it will be music. I've been thinking about how I actually wanted to put it together. I think I will probably purchase from Fiverr, which Megan would be familiar with Fiverr because that's the company that basically is starving artists digitally. So I could get a good beginning. I haven't worked on this yet, but it only takes a day or two to get it done. They have a nice professional looking intro and ending potentially. Sandy?
Okay, you had mentioned, oh, Lord help me. The teachers, did you say teachers on the float?
No.
I
Not able to do
that's
that
what
because
you
of
had-
social distancing.
I didn't think so, but I thought I heard you say that.
No,
Who is
Pastor, myself, and
Dawn.
I wrote that nice little diagram out.
Yeah, I know. I saw. Pastor and I got a really good kick out of that.
Yeah.
Who's pulling it? Do you have a truck?
I believe that Bruce is going to have to pull it.
Who's
Okay.
going to pull it?
Sorry, Tim.
Bruce.
I think Bruce is going to have to pull it as an employee of the bank.
Okay. Oh,
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah,
Good.
but
I think you're gonna, with all that, 15 minutes is not going to be long enough.
Well, we're just going to have to do the best we can. I will have Adrian. Since you're here, here is the order. This is my notification to you. Poor Megan. I feel sorry for her. She just keeps getting kicked out and brought back in.
there she is.
Yeah. Megan, I'm sorry you keep getting kicked out. She can't maybe even hear. Megan, can you hear me? Oh, man. All right. Well, she'll know because I'm recording it now. All right. Here's the order, Adrian. You ready? We'll go Cooper. As I was talking to Sandy, he's the valedictorian, correct?
No, salutatorian,
Salutatorian.
and he would be first
Okay, the salutatorian.
because
All
he
right.
welcomes us. Yeah.
All right. And then we'll go Cooper. Then we'll come back through. We'll do Chris. Then we'll do Caden. And then we'll do Andrew. So it goes 5 o'clock for Cooper, 5:15 for Chris, Caden 5:30, and then Andrew 5:45.
Right.
All right. Adrian, do you have any questions as an 8th grade parent? We're lucky to have you in this group.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Are you gonna do an all call inviting anybody to participate?
I don't think that's really allowed unless we had a drive-in graduation instead. But I gave that to Pastor for confirmation if he wanted to use that format for confirmation. The parents can invite anybody they want. That's on them. Now,
Well,
I will do an all call. I will do an all call stating that this is what we're going to do. And if they happen to show up at people's houses, then that's on them.
Well, I meant as far as the parade type. Not at the people's houses, if they just wanted to drive along with the parade. You know what I'm saying? With the float. Like Ann and Larry or,
Yeah, I guess they could.
it's up to you, just a thought.
Yeah, I think that, well, yeah, now I see what you're saying, but I don't know that, I mean, who's ever at those houses is going to be up to the parents. And, you know, in terms of, I don't expect that our teachers will get out of the vehicles, but
I could see somebody like JJ Underwood wanting to do this.
right. I'll think about how I'm going to word that. Anybody else have thoughts on that?
Well, last time you said the teachers would get out and stand there by their cars to recognize them, but I don't think.
I tell you, there is no right or wrong here.
No.
No,
You know,
It's all new.
except that you're trying to follow the social distancing rules. Oh,
thanks for
nice,
showing
nice
up
to see you.
late,
Good morning,
Pastor.
sunshine. Pastor, weigh in on this. Should we invite parents to drive along with the parade, or do you think that's kind of overstepping bounds?
I really don't care.
He's not awake yet.
I like your honesty.
I am awake.
Oh,
I would leave it up to them, but just highly advise they stay in the cars.
Yeah. I think staying in the cars is probably, especially if we invite people, would be the best.
oh yeah, definitely stay in cars, yeah.
The only problem with staying in the cars is once you have a line of
15 cars,
You're not
where are
gonna
they
see
all
it.
going to see it?
teachers, anybody
Yeah.
behind them, they're not going to be able to see it anyway.
You're
I mean,
right.
And if you have a house full of company, the parents probably aren't going to want to leave. their company, they'll probably want to start some of the party too, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll make the best decision I can on that. I think we could debate it a billion different ways.
Just tell them to do proper social distancing like everybody else does.
Yeah. Well, if they stay in their cars, they're plenty social distance.
And I also understand the boys might want to go.
Yeah, but if you have company, like Adrian,
Yeah, you're
probably
right,
have
you're
people
right.
over at the house, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
we won't go watch the other boys.
Yeah. And so I could see where you could get all the boys in a parade and grab the first one. And I mean, like I said, there are a million ways you can do this. Grab the first one, and then he could jump in and he could see the next three. But if that particular family, and again, there's no right or wrong, that particular family now has a lot of people there, then they're probably not going to want to jump on the parade and go along. And then you have social distancing issues that come into play as well. I'd almost just rather leave this up to, we'll announce that this is what we're doing. And my feeling is that if they happen to come along, then that's fine. You know, I can't stop anybody. It's a public road.
Like pick a house. We're going to the Weltons and the Krauses,
Yes.
and then we're going to the other side of the highway.
No, we're going, this was the order right here. We're starting with Cooper.
Or wherever.
We're starting with Cooper. We're going, and whoever follows us, follows us. But we're going Cooper, Chris, Caton, and Andrew, and then coming back to school. I went and dropped off their signs, kind of just to see where everybody lived, and I knew I was going right past Krause's there when I went to Andrews, and she's got her sign. I think that they were all very appreciative. All right.
Well, Dawn, who are the marshals? Where did Dawn go?
Cannon and Noah. Can you hear me?
Yes, have they been contacted?
Yes.
Can we get them to come to school before or sometime? Let me know so I can get them their robes.
I don't think we're going to include them because of social distancing.
No, they're not going to be with us. They'll be recognized, I said.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got their tassels, then we need to get them.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be recognized, but they're not going to be with us.
Okay.
We've already discussed that. Dawn and I have. Remember, pre-enrollment, pre-registration deadline extended throughout summer. Supplies in black stump. We need your textbook. These are all repeat items. We need your textbook and supply requisitions. Dawn or Sandy, you have anything to add to that section?
No, just make sure you get me all your stuff. Delana, thank you. She has taken inventory of Black Stump and also the paper room. The paper order has been done. On another note, don't forget your plant and your appreciation gift in the office. If you're there, please come pick it up. Otherwise, I will kill your plant because I'm not watering them. That is, like I said, yes, David.
I was taking an inventory of books that I'm going to be using next year, and I have 4 textbooks. The rest had been pitched last summer. So we have an issue. I need 10 textbooks, and I have 4.
Please
Put that
check
on your supply requisition as to what they are. If you can put their ISBN number, that would be helpful. I'll call Follett and see if I can get them. Year edition, the year that they were edited would be helpful. What was that?
It's a science textbook. A lot of them were thrown away last summer and we didn't have anything to replace them yet and never got anything to replace them. So here we
Is
are.
is that the ones that Jim Zobel borrowed?
I don't know. when did that-
Ta-da! Maybe.
Dawn, do you remember?
It might be. That would explain it.
Does this look
So we
like
just
it?
need to get them back. I can't
I think
remember,
those
but
are the ones that Jim Zobel borrowed.
Okay,
he'll
so,
give them
Write it
back.
on your supply requisition and put a question mark.
okay.
Yeah, we can pick those up for dollars or pennies on the dollar at Follett.
Yeah,
Well, we'll
Follett is
get
very
them
good.
back from Mr. We'll get them back from Mr. Zobel.
yeah.
Anything
All right.
else you want to add?
No, just the gifts in the office is from Sophia and Abby and Brian, so just they're
I'll pick mine up
we
tomorrow
went to a
morning.
lot of work, so. It's for
Chairman.
Pastor, yours is there too. Sunshine,
Hey.
I think he nodded. The supply list, oh, Dawn, go ahead.
Well, we talked about this briefly, and it was the catechism. I don't think that we need to, unless I'm mistaken, I didn't know that the 3rd and 4th grade were using the catechism that much. I thought that they bought them at a later time, like 5th and 6th.
they started, they're, according to anything else we've always done, they've always started at 3rd grade with memory. Pastor would like to incorporate the new edition.
I think they've been doing memory, but maybe not necessarily using the catechism. I was just trying to save the parents an expenditure if we're not really using it for the 3rd and 4th grade.
All
Well,
depends
As long
on
as they
who's
buy
gonna
them by
take
fifth,
over.
as long as they buy them by 5th and 6th grade, I don't care.
I'll say my boys are in 3rd and 4th and we didn't buy a catechism.
I didn't, yeah.
5th and 6th is fine.
We
Okay,
might
thank
look at
you.
it some, but we don't use it that much.
Okay,
What about
So-
4th grade, Alyssa? Do you use it?
Not that much.
Okay. Well, Tim, you need to remind me then to change that on the registration form.
okay. 2020 supply list, make sure you send them home, or if you haven't already, 2020, 2021. And send them home with the report cards. That would come from Sandy, because those report cards, remember your grades and stuff, everything has to be turned in by the 15th, so that she can go ahead and send them out. She's got bills to go with them. Some will go out, some will not. Okay, and remember that attendance issue that I talked about as well on your report card. And like I said, I'm not too concerned about what it says on the report card. In this circumstance, I'm more concerned about the permanent record, and I've already talked to the ROE in reference to that. All right, contracts. Pastor, I'm going to have you talk about this in a second, but I would like to see an answer by the end of the month, what your plans may be, or earlier. If you happen to have found another job, or you happen to be leaving us, I'd like to know earlier. But Pastor, you want to give the word or the line on the budget and the salary situation and insurance.
So right now, contracts are looking tentatively, probably we'll start working on them around the 18th. We've got another budget meeting this week, and probably realistically, hopefully we can get them out the week of the 25th, because we'll have parish council probably on the 21st. And then nothing crazy. You will not have to pay any of your health insurance. So budget right now is looking pretty good. We got to trim a few bucks somewhere, but right now we're covering 100% of your health insurance costs. So hopefully that makes it through another hurdle. But that should be a good change for you guys. So I think that's about another 2,300 in your pocket if I figure it right. So your family, if you have any family enrolled data, that will still be the same. And we're looking at keeping the same plan, family plan D. What was it? We were looking at a healthy plan, but right now that would probably another covered will be good. And then budget wise, hopefully hourly people are getting paid. So we got the CARES Act money. And so we started tracking that this past Monday. And so for 8 weeks, you should be getting paid due to the CARES Act money. Does anybody got questions?
If you wanted to go two different directions here, you could go one in terms of a benefit, so to speak. You could go with a pay raise, or in this case, insurance. This is money back in your pocket. $2,300, period. Flat out, that's a raise, okay? And so you go, well, I could have got that in a pay raise, or I could have got that in the insurance. What would be the best of the two? And I'm going to tell you right now, an agreement to pay 100% of your self-only insurance is huge, because insurance changes every year. Insurance goes up. So that $2,300 is going to turn into probably much, much more in the future.
And it potentially could go up 7% this year. We don't know our insurance cost yet. So
yeah, that's just an obvious. Many moons ago, and then I'm trying not to tell stories, especially when we're on Zoom. But this is a good example. We had a union president in Chester that thought that he wanted money instead of insurance. So he threw out any raises of insurance would be paid by the worker in exchange for a higher raise. And the board here in Chester all went, oh, that sounds great. Of course they did. They jumped at it. And then that person was dirt. The president of the teacher union was dirt for the next 15 years, and they happened to stay around. I'm telling you, this is huge. Not because it's a raise, but because of the type of raise it is. Actual money in your pocket if you take that insurance, and the promise of future raises and potential raises this year as well. So thank you, Pastor. Thank you for going through. And I know it's not done yet completely. I understand that. But this is a very huge deal. So thank you. And it's fair, too, if you look across the Southern Illinois district.
Yeah.
Brings us
from the board also. Thank you to the board and Pastor Harris. Thank you so much.
Yes. I can't tell you how huge that component is because of all the different variables that come with it. So I am very, very thankful.
yeah, we were at the bottom of the pile in Southern Illinois district with the current insurance situation. So
Thank you.
Well, that's what a blessing. That is a blessing. All right. Anything else? Does anybody have any other questions? Please, if you are thinking of leaving or moving or whatever, please contact me, and so we can talk. I need to make arrangements for next year if there is some sort of movement that is going to take place. Also, GCN completion. Dawn has this. The staff has completed all the required training. Is that correct, Dawn?
Yes, it
Awesome.
is. All the teachers, yes.
Woo-hoo. Yay.
You are all awesome, because it is no fun to sit and look and watch those videos. I shouldn't tell, well, this is being recorded, but I can say it anyway. I went past the teacher's room one day when they were given time to do their GCM videos, and she had 6 little Chromebooks set up in a line. And she was going right down the line, and each one had a different video. And she was going down, click, 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 click. Now, you still got to have the knowledge, and you still got to answer the question. But by the same token, she was maximizing her time, to say the least. All right. Final goodbye. I don't know how I can emphasize this enough. You need to personally contact those kids, parents, personally. Phone call, Zoom meeting, whatever it takes to personally contact, that is what we're all about. I don't know how else I can say this. This is what separates us from the public school. We really need to make that happen as a teacher. All right? I know I beat it in the ground enough. It's so important. These kids love you, and I know you love them. But that personal contact makes all the difference in the world. And people don't know how we go above and beyond. Patty, I'm just going to mention this. She sent me an email yesterday about doing some sort of a promotional video, maybe more of a summary. And then I kind of sent back something showing all that I have personally been trying to do since the beginning of the year through video, whether it be Megan, putting together the broadcast every day and putting that out. And it's, again, that's win-win-win. But then all the different little events that we've had, just at least getting pictures and some music out there for people to see, our assemblies that we had. But it's crucial that we make that personal contact. I'm not going to be standing over you, beating you over the head, but you know what? It is really super important. All right. Dawn, are you there?
I am.
I'm not so sure. You seem unstable. Not you.
I heard that before.
but your video. And now
Yeah.
I have something that came up, says your internet connection's unstable. So maybe it's me. But PD next year in reference to calendar.
Okay. I've looked at the calendar for next year, and we continue to have the professional development days on one Friday of each month. But I would like to build in at least one more, maybe 2 days, like whole days. If we need to continue learning this computer stuff, and we don't have time on those half days, or we're totally worn out because we've had muffins with mom in the morning. And I know last year we did Deer Day, and then I would love to have, I know you guys might not have seen the calendar. I would love to have the Monday after Christmas break to get ready for second semester, or possibly Kashmir Pulaski's break. I know professional development is not all that great, but not having anything built in worries me. We didn't get to have all those classroom discussions, this year between kindergarten first. We already know that we're going to have a new teacher in Emily next year. So if I'm the only one who wants this, then I'll be quiet about it. But I was asking Tim if he would ask your opinions about maybe building in a couple days besides Fridays and besides the SID thing. What do you guys think? I guess nobody heard me.
No, I'll give you an opinion because given we're all pretty quiet today. I think it's a great idea. I think we all need to share, like, for some teacher development, especially if for teachers. I think we were going to talk about where each grade, how it coincides with the previous grade and the next grade. We were going to talk about leveled readers and how to do, especially kindergarten on up. How do you do the leveled reading? How do you challenge each individual child? And how do you know what grade, what level should your children be reading? And I know Emily, we talked a lot about leveled readers and how to do that. And Deb, you were trying in kindergarten, which, God bless you, that's a challenge. First of all, they need to read. But I think everybody should have a good grasp of that, where your children should be reading at, especially below 5th grade, I would say. Can you hear me? Anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Judy, anybody else?
Well, I think that this is something that if you would like a full discussion, this is getting cut off. I don't know about anybody else, but it's kind of scratchy. But I think if you have distinct feelings about it, I'd ask you to talk to Dawn. Dawn, let's then you and I talk about it before Sandy finalizes the calendar.
Okay.
Don't forget, I want that to go home with the report cards. So I'll have to have it finalized
this afternoon.
Sandy and I'll have, Dawn and I'll have a decision before you send them out. All right? Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that better than anything. It is scratchy. All right, this next one's very important. E-learning next fall. Directly from the ISBE last night about, let's see here, I'm looking at my other computer. Last night at about 7 o'clock, they sent out something. I want to read 2 things to you and then try to push some meaning to this. Remember that the topic here is e-learning in the fall. This is all about funds from the CARES Act going to the public schools, all right? Why LEAs, local education associations, may use funds for any expenses related to COVID-19 pandemic. The ISBE encourages LEAs to use the funds to close the digital divide and to provide direct supports for students. Many weeks ago, called up Stephanie over at Steelville because the agency's amount that you receive is based on the LEA's proportion of Illinois Title I and Part A funds. This is a formula that comes out that goes to the public school in reference to their poverty level, and then they get a certain proportion, and then we can get a certain proportion. They are supposed to have a meeting with me to determine what they're going to be giving me. Meaningful consultation is what it's called. Now, at that point, many weeks ago, Stephanie said she'd contact me. She had no idea. I didn't want to bother her again, so I bothered the Chester superintendent, and because I know him very well, and that was less than a week ago, and he said, I haven't heard anything, Tim. This is the latest thing that I've heard. So now that's the first thing I wanted to discuss with you, just to let you know where we're at in all this. The second thing is that Pastor has money, that potential money after they determine when the money hits the bank and whatever that we may get for technology. Both of these should be used for technology. We should have money coming out our ears when it comes to technology. So I can tell you the two avenues, the emphasis that I would like to use right now would be for Chromebooks or Chromebook-like devices. And number two would be making sure that our parents have access. How I do that in terms of access this summer, I don't know. Now, I probably should have been a little clearer. I asked for you to do some homework, which goes to this next part. The homework was to get your parents to see who has access, whether they need a Chromebook, those types of things. What I'm asking for you in these next couple weeks is to go through name by name, give me a summary of what their needs are. Is it an access point? Is it a Chromebook? What do they need? What are their needs? And then give me that as a summary report. Do they need a Chromebook? Could they use a Chromebook? Okay, but I need a summary report. I know that one of the teachers and myself talked. I said I would take all of them, but if I have to take all of them from all of you, it's going to be forever. Just a summary of what is needed would be, before you leave, because I don't think I'm going to have answers on these funds until the end of the month anyway. But there are two sets of funds. I don't want to go and spend our money, okay, that Pastor may give me, and then turn around and the public school ends up giving me a ton of money for the digital divide, because whatever they use it on is basically what, so to speak, what I have to use it on. So I don't want, and if I've already spent my money on exactly what they're using it on over there, or, who knows, they may not even call me. I don't know. I am going to be pursuing that though. So understand why I'm kind of holding back. I've also got QNS that has a contract, and we were going to, if you remember correctly, we were going to try to get some Chromebooks in there, but I'm holding up on that contract. There are a couple of items we do need. We do need our coverage for next year for the different technology, and we have to get our servers. Our servers are obsolete. But I'm kind of holding up on that whole contract because I don't know what kind of money we're going to get for Chromebooks, and that was all part of the QNS ball, so to speak. So understand that that's kind of stuff that's going on behind the scenes, and that's my expectation for you. I hope I haven't been all across the board on this, but understand there are a lot of moving parts to this puzzle, and trying to make sure that we maximize what we get when we get it is what I'm going for. Does that make sense? Just give me a thumbs up. All right.
Tim, if a
Yeah.
child though, Tim, can you hear me?
I can, but
Tim?
yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, if a child has like a laptop, they're good. An iPad, they're good. A tablet, they're good. But like
Correct.
a Kindle Fire,
Correct.
they can use a Kindle Fire, or they would be
I
one of
believe
those
they
that
can
would get.
use a Kindle Fire. It depends upon the grade of the Fire. Like, for instance, some of them are practically computers. I think the best thing to do would be to check with them to see if they have internet access on that device and whether they can use Zoom.
Yes, okay. Okay. But if they're using their phone for Zoom, those are the people that we need to take a look at.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right.
Hey, Megan, don't forget, I need your American Legion vote. Did you hear me?
She's froze.
I don't think so. She's in La La Land.
Yeah, I've got this recording at this point, and I'll go ahead and download it because I know she's having difficulties. I'll let her know that after the meeting.
I'll try to message her too. I think I don't have Caton's vote, Adrian.
Adrian, you're muted right now.
We'll do it this morning when he gets up.
You can text me, take a picture of it. You don't have to run it into school. That would be awesome. Thank you.
All right. Issues, concerns, something I forgot, hate mail, whatever you got.
Do we have an exact attendance day for fourth quarter, like the number we're supposed to put down?
40.
40.
Yep.
40.
All days are counted as present. All right. Dawn?
I have something real fast. I want to ask everybody's opinion. Maybe, I don't know if it should just be Tim or what. Usually the report cards go in those brown envelopes or those notched envelopes. Parents sign. Okay, they don't sign them this time. They keep them. That is going to be very difficult to fold and to put into an envelope and label. So, do we send just the report card with the calendar? And what else were we sending with them? Supply list?
Right.
And just fold those up and put it in an envelope? Or do we
Yes,
worry about
Sandy?
sending it with that folder?
I haven't
Sandy,
seen that
Dawn?
folder. So
Or the envelope? Yeah, Dawn?
We sent those home the very last day before we went on this little trip. So I don't even know if everybody got theirs back. So let's not worry about the brown envelope.
Okay, I just wanted your opinion on that.
Alexa
Thank you.
has something. Alexa has something.
I was just trying to show that I only have 3 of those.
Right.
Kids only 3 of them turned them in so far.
Okay. Thank you. That
Then
takes
from
care
the
of that
office,
situation.
I'm sorry, Sandy.
That takes care of that. Just
All right.
don't forget to put your grades on the permanent records in black or blue ink. Take copies of your report cards and file in the permanent records before you give them to me. Thank you.
All right. Dawn, you have a prayer.
Yes, I do.
And Megan, can you hear me? Before you pray. I'll contact her afterwards. Go ahead and let's conclude with prayer from Dawn.
Okay. God of wisdom, we thank you for all the gifts you have given us throughout the school year. We praise you for giving us life, for saving us in Christ, and for choosing us to be your people. As we come to the end of the school year, we voice our gratitude for the good things you have done in us, and we praise for all who have shared in the work of the school. We ask you to bless them in your love and give them refreshment and peace. We praise you, God, through Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I would sit around and chat, but you know what? This is a little scratchy this morning. I don't know what the stability issue is. Have a great day. And remember, we will see you. The Zoom meetings continue next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Bye, everybody.
Bye.